Divine phone call changes cop's life forever. Join me as I try to make a divine phone call that could change a cop's life forever. Join me as I try to make a divine phone call that could change a cop's life forever. Imagine receiving a phone call that completely flips your life upside down, a call that makes you question everything you thought you knew about yourself and your purpose. Today, I want to share with you an incredible story about a police officer who received just such a call that would change his life forever. Being a police officer is one of the toughest jobs out there. The constant stress, the trauma, the feeling of being on edge 24/7. It's a career that takes a toll on your mental and physical health. My friend, this officer, was no exception. He had seen it all, from gruesome crime scenes to high-speed chases. But despite his tough exterior, he was struggling to cope with the pressures of the job. The job was affecting his relationships, his mood, and even his sleep. He was irritable, always on edge, and felt like he was just going through the motions. He was burned out, and he didn't know how much longer he could keep going. The weight of the world was on his shoulders, and he felt like he was drowning. He began to question whether it was all worth it. Was being a police officer really making a difference, or was he just a cog in a giant machine? The self-doubt and uncertainty were eating away at him, making him feel like he was losing himself in the process. He felt like he was at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take. That's when he received the phone call that would change everything. But before I get to that, let me tell you a bit more about this officer's backstory. Growing up, this officer always wanted to make a difference. He came from a long line of law enforcement officers and saw it as a way to serve his community. He was driven, dedicated, and passionate about his work. But as he got deeper into his career, the passion started to wear off. The harsh realities of the job began to take their toll, and he started to feel like he was losing himself in the process. He struggled to find a balance between his work and personal life. His relationships suffered, and he felt like he was stuck in a rut. He was going through the motions, but he wasn't really living. That's when he started to question whether this was the life he truly wanted. And then the phone call came. The phone call was from an old friend, someone he hadn't spoken to in years. It was a simple conversation, but it had a profound impact on the officer's life. His friend asked him some tough questions, questions that made him confront his fears and doubts. It was a wake-up call, a reminder that he wasn't alone and that there was still a purpose for him. The call made him realize that he didn't have to be defined by his job. He was more than just a police officer. He was a husband, a father, a friend, and a human being. It made him realize that he had the power to change his own story, to rewrite his own narrative. The call was a turning point for the officer. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in his life, a chapter filled with hope, redemption, and renewal. It reminded him that even in the darkest of times, there is always a way out. So, what happened to the officer after the call? He started to prioritize his mental health, seeking help when he needed it. He reconnected with his loved ones and started to rebuild his relationships. He even started to pursue new hobbies and interests outside of work. He realized that there was more to life than just being a police officer. This story is a powerful reminder that even in the most unexpected moments, our lives can change forever. It's a testament to the human spirit, to our ability to overcome adversity and emerge stronger on the other side. So, what do you think? Have you ever received a phone call or had an experience that completely changed your life? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to hear more inspiring stories, be sure to check out my